it's like the people in charge rewarded hard work with more work, to the point where the quiet guys who just put in a lot of work, got their job done, stuck to themselves, didn't really gossip, didn't really get into too much drama, any trouble. Those are the guys that would get overworked and would always get called first when any work, heavy lifting got involved, or any challenging work came up. Those were the people that the leaders would go to time and time and time again. Whereas the people who did the least work, gossiped the most, argued with supervisors, snuck away to sleep on the job, didn't get the job done right when they were working. Those people would kind of just be left to themselves. And it's like, at a point, you start to wonder why do you get paid the same amount as the person who sneaks away to sleep every night? Why am I getting paid the same amount? Why are you getting paid the same amount as the guy who keeps messing up on the job over and over, mistake after mistake after mistake? Why are you getting paid the same amount as the guy who intentionally tries to do the least amount of work? It's like a game, almost. Like, how can I try and avoid the supervisors? What sneaky ways can I avoid the supervisor? Oh, when the supervisor walks into the room, I use the bathroom. Or, I stay in this area of the workplace so I don't get called on to do work. Or, I started noticing these things a few months into working my 9-to-5 warehouse job. And I noticed it all throughout my years there. I did 3 years at the first one. And, even into the later years, you notice the same patterns and habits, even from some of the people who are quote unquote veterans of the job. Guys who have been there 10, 15, 20 years even, doing these childish, playing these childish games of avoiding work. And I could never tell what was going on in the minds of the leadership to kind of allow and enable some of this activity, while continuously picking on the hardworking people. You know what I mean? The people who came to work ready to work 8 hours. And I just could never figure out what went through their mind. Maybe that wasn't the most important part of the job, doing the hard work, getting the work done, staying to yourself, and not being in drama. Maybe that wasn't the point of the job. Maybe the point of the job was getting some work done, doing some gossiping, politicking, playing those games. Maybe that was the job. And I just didn't, I just didn't have my goals lined up correctly. I don't know. But that wasn't a game I wanted to play, I realized. I tried to play that game. When I was new, I was kind of chaperoned and I kind of shadowed different senior members. And I got to learn some of their ways of this game. And it never felt right to me playing those games. It never felt right avoiding, you know, going to work and then actively trying to avoid working. It just didn't sit right with me. It always felt wrong. And you know, the people around me seemed to have no issue with it, and they seemed to enjoy playing this game, and I could never understand it. I just didn't get it. Like, at a point I couldn't keep it up, and you know, I had to revert to just doing my job, staying out of the gossip, and just, you know, trying not to get overworked as much as possible. You know what I mean? Trying to stand up for myself, you know? Hey, I noticed, you know, even it came to the point of me having to tell supervisors like, hey, how come when this certain task comes up, you pick me every time? Meanwhile, Jim, Jonathan, Jerry, Michael, Christopher, and Sarah are all just hanging out, you know, kicking it back. And I always struggled with downtime, because while everyone else liked to gossip on their downtime, or even not in their downtime, even in their work time, people would like to gossip and backbite and politic. You know, I didn't like doing any of that. So I would like to just find somewhere private I can just sit by myself. And people didn't like me for that. People did not like me for that. My coworkers did not like me for that, because it just didn't fit their mold of what should be done during downtime. You know what I mean? Downtime is not to be sitting alone, waiting. You know, some of the tasks that I did at my 9-to-5 warehouse job, they were on-call jobs, meaning I can kind of chill around until I get called. And my coworkers would be bothered when they see me just around. You know what I mean? Just around. Whereas when they had downtime, they would gossip. When I had downtime, I would just be sitting down, you know what I mean? Maybe in the break room. And that just didn't sit right. It's like, oh, he's not actively doing anything. But it's like, you don't actively do anything but gossip. So it was weird. It was weird. But yeah, never going back to a 9-to-5 warehouse job again. Appreciate your guys' comment on the last video. I'm still reading through them. I'm gonna reply to all of them. It's nice to hear that I'm not the only one, and I want to let you guys know that you're not the only one. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.